weird. Okay, so this is the 21-day manifesting challenge 2023, the January 2023 challenge. And it's day 3. So to start off today, I've got a quote from somebody who lived 2,500 years ago. Even back in those days, manifestation and creating your reality was a thing. So Buddha says, what you think about, you become. What you think about, you become. What you think, you become. What you think, you become. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, yeah? It also says, what you feel, you attract. So what you feel, you attract. Cool, I can go with that. What you imagine, you create. What you imagine, you create. And there we go. In 3 simple sentences, we have the whole technology of manifestation right there. Right there, all in 3 simple sentences said 2,500 years ago by the Buddha. What you think about, you become. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. And what you imagine, you create. So based on that, if we think good thoughts, we think positive thoughts, we're thinking positivity, okay, we're going to become positive people. We're going to become joyful people. If you're feeling good feelings, joy, happiness, inspiration, aliveness, gratitude, abundance, that's what you're going to attract. So good. And what you imagine, you create. Close your eyes, imagine your future, imagine the things that you want to achieve, imagine the vision you have for your life, whatever area of life, that's what you create. There, right there by the Buddha, in 3 simple sentences. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. And what you imagine, you create. So cool. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it on screen for a moment, and I'm just going to check where else we are live. I just want to make sure that it's all actually working. Oh, excuse me. How is everybody this morning? Everybody well? Well, I hope wherever you are, that you have an amazing day. And if you spend a bit of time with me today, your day will be really cool, because we're going to look into some really, really cool things. So I don't really know if it's live. This thing about live things is that it's not so easy. It's not as easy as it looks. Technology can be amazing. Well, it says it's live, you know, it says it. So I have to go with that, right? I sort of have to. Receiving signal. It says it's doing it. It says it's live. Going live, going live. It all says it's happening. I guess I'm just gonna have to go to the group. This is the only one that really matters right now. If I can be live in this group, I'll be very happy. I am live. Look at that. There we are. Sorry. It's all happening. All happening here, ladies and gents. Okay, so let's do the share thing again. Okay. Woohoo! We're rocking it. Oh yeah, by the way, this morning, I don't know, I don't know where it came from. But I created a manifesting growth playlist on Spotify. Woohoo! And then I shared it with the 21 days manifestation challenge group and a WhatsApp as well. And what that's going to do is going to allow you the opportunity to actually add your own inspiring songs to the playlist. Because we all know we wake up and there's some days that we're, we just don't have the energy. We don't feel good. I don't know, hormones, the weather, whatever it is. Listen to a couple of those songs and in no time, you'll be absolutely buzzing with energy. Uplifting songs. That's the power of music. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to get straight into it. So this is it. Are you ready? We've done the Buddha thing. Okay, Buddha, we love you. You're awesome. You rock it. Okay, are you ready, guys? Here we go. So this skill is the most important skill you can be learning right now. If you're listening to that and you agree with that, say, oh. The skill, and it's literally the only skill you need, the skill to manifest your vision, the skill to manifest your life consciously. Amazing. The skill to have a clear vision despite what is happening around you. Anything can be happening around you. If you have a clear vision, none of it matters. None of it matters. You know, for example, there's more millionaires that are created during a recession than at any other time, in history. More millionaires get created during a recession than any other time. Some people are like, oh my God, it's a recession. I'm going to lose my job. There's not going to be any money. I'm going to stop, whatever. The negative thinking, all the patterns can come. And the media is just absolutely bombarding us, right? But if you have a clear vision for your life, for your finances, you're going to stick with that, right? And you're going to be like, there's loads of other people that are you're going to just look at opportunity. What is the opportunity? There are opportunities happening right now. What is the opportunity? What is the opportunity despite everything that everybody else is saying? I remember this one story. It made such a difference to me. There was this lady, I don't even know her name, but she was super, 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 super positive, a very highly spiritually advanced being. And she was driving in her car with her friend. And I think it was in the States somewhere. She's driving in her car. She's a highly advanced being. She turns the corner and unknown to her and her friend, there's been like a massive riot happening. She turns a corner and all of a sudden, her car is surrounded by people throwing bottles and setting things on fire and breaking into shops, and it's just absolute mayhem. Instead of freaking out and going, oh my God, what are we going to do? And then, stopping the car and like jumping out and getting into the whole fear thing, which was obviously totally natural thing to do. Instead, she just held her place, her space of peace and harmony and love. She said to her friend, don't worry, we're going to be totally fine. And the way she said it to the friend just went, friend just completely got it. She carried on driving. She drove through a riot. I literally drove through the center of a riot with people freaking out all around her. And she went through and they didn't touch her car once. Nothing happened to her. That is the power of having a vision and having a belief despite the circumstances that are happening all around you. I'll never forget that story. Very, very powerful. Is it easy? That's the question. Is it easy? Is it easy to manifest your life, manifest a positive life, manifest your dreams, manifest your goals? No, it's really, really, really difficult. And don't expect it to be easy. It's going to be hard. You may have to suffer. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone, and that's going to take courage. Like if we want to make any changes in our life, it's going to be uncomfortable. Becoming an expert gardener or an intermediate gardener, if you've been a novice gardener and you're going to be an intermediate gardener, okay, it's going to take courage. It's going to take some level of suffering, because you're going to have to make yourself do stuff that you don't normally want to do. Like these exercises, like waking up and thinking about your vision and all that stuff. Yeah, maybe you'd much rather spend like another 20 minutes in bed. But instead of that, you know you have to go to work at 8 o'clock. You know you have to wake up at 7. So you've got 10 minutes to do your manifestation exercises and your vision, and get your vision really clear in your head. So you've got another 15 minutes to get dressed, have breakfast, and get out the door. You'd much rather spend that 10 minutes in bed, but no, you can jump out of bed and actually do your exercise, because you know that's what's going to make the difference. So it's really difficult. Like none of this is going to be easy, but don't expect it to be easy. Like I personally have fallen for that as well. I expect life to be easy, and when it's not easy, I'm like, there's something wrong. Something's going on. What's going on? What's wrong? There's nothing wrong about it. Life is a challenge. It is, anything that is worth anything is going to be difficult, and this is the most difficult thing, to consciously create your reality. So nothing worth anything has ever been achieved easy. Hey, Instagram. So cool. Nobody, this is good. So nobody accidentally rolled out of bed with a six-pack. This is a great example. Do you know anybody that's rolled out of bed with a six-pack? Anybody that has ever achieved anything substantial has probably had multiple failures, multiple times when they wanted to give up. Take a moment and visualize your goal. Just want to take a moment and see if you can think about your goal really clearly. That moment when you achieve your goal, what are you feeling? That vision that you have in whatever area of life, that moment in the future, can you picture it? How clear is the picture? Can you see who you're with? Can you see what it looks like around you? Can you hear the sounds of what's happening around you? Can you see the colors? Can you feel what it's like to have achieved that goal, to finally have realized your dream? Feel it, see it, hear it. The more of your senses that you can incorporate into the visualization of that dream, the more real it's going to become. Great. So now I'm going to ask you a question. Does your vision light you on fire? Do you feel joy and energy when you visualize and think of that moment? Do you feel energy? Is there energy around that vision? Is there something like it moves you? There's some movement in you. You feel, you can feel, you feel the energy of it, the power, the sensations of it. Because the reality is, the more energy you feel around that vision of the future that you hold, the more power and energy you feel, the easier it's going to be to manifest it. If your vision and your goal doesn't light you on fire, and you don't feel totally inspired by it, it's going to be very, very difficult to manifest it. So I'm going to give you an example of the time I went to Mexico. So my girlfriend at the time, she was in between jobs, and she was planning to go away for like 3 or 4 weeks. She wanted to go do yoga, stuff like that. And we'd recently got together. We'd been together a few months. And she told me about this holiday. And I was like, oh my God, I'd so love to go on holiday with you to, I think it was Costa Rica we spoke about initially. I would so love to go on holiday with you. And in that moment, the energy I felt for it, that I visualized going, I visualized the plane, I visualized being there. And then like the reality hit me. In fact, the reality was like in that moment, even though I visualized it so clearly in that moment of how amazing it would be to be with her, and we could walk on the beach and all the amazing things we'd do. In reality, like I didn't have the money, I didn't have the time, and it's the busiest season of in work for me. So the circumstances were completely there was no ways I was going to achieve that, and there was only like 2 or 3 months before the time to go, the time when she had off. But there was so much energy behind that vision that I had of being on a holiday with my girlfriend that somehow I made it happen. The time I took off work, took the time off work, I somehow manifested the money. It was just amazing. Like things just flowed. We went on holiday. It was literally the best 3 weeks of my life. Literally, I've never had, it was the most amazing holiday ever. And it all came from that moment when I decided that I was going to make that happen. So my question for you is, so I want you to think of a time in your life when you manifested something out of nothing and it happened with literally no effort whatsoever. Okay, so just think of that time. Everybody's done it. Everybody's had a moment in life when they thought of something, they heard about something, holiday, car, going to whatever it is. Yeah, it could be like really, it could be as simple as whatever it is. I'm not gonna. My example was the holiday, right? My example was there was no way as I was going on holiday anywhere, had no time, had no money, thought of the holiday, was so inspired that I made it happen. So you think of a moment, think of that moment now, yeah? So I want to ask you, how did you feel? Were you excited or were you depressed? How much energy did you have? Did you have loads of energy around that vision, or you didn't have any? Did you see it in your mind's eye? Could you see the reality of that vision in the future? Then I'm going to ask you, how much action did you take in order to achieve that it actually came to pass? And then how consistent were your actions? Because each one of these points is like a blueprint for manifestation. Because if you can get all of these points into the sort of if you can get all of these ingredients into the cooking, you're going to come out with this amazing dish, the manifestation, right? The more of these ingredients you can get in, the better. If you can be really excited about the manifestation, like I want to go on this amazing holiday, I'm really excited. I've got lots of energy, like the joy. I can feel the joy, the energy, it's inspiring. I can feel the upliftment in it. I can see it really clearly walking on that beach with my partner. I'm going to take consistent action. I'm going to sort out my finances. I'm going to work out the time. I'm going to be consistently action. I've got like 3 months to make it happen. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be really consistent. I'm not going to like try for a week and then get distracted, run out of time, and then forget about it for a month. I'm going to make a consistent action. Then it happens, right? So your life is a result of the consistent habits and actions that you take over time. That's it. That's it. Your life is a result of the consistent habits and actions you take over time. Your challenge is that you need to be in the reality you created yesterday without letting it stop you with doubt, insecurity, and fear from manifesting the vision of your life in the future. So based on the realization that everything that we thought, all the actions we took, all the beliefs that we created led us to this moment. So that it makes sense that all the beliefs, the actions, and the vision that we have right now is going to lead us into the future. So in 1 year's time from now, we're going to look back on this moment, and there's going to be a whole series of actions, beliefs, and visions that we made for that year, okay? And that year is going to be a result of all those things taking place. The problem, the challenge is that you have to sit in this reality. The reality is like, I don't have any money in the bank. The debtors are coming, I can't pay my rent. And you're going to have to envisage yourself in the future being totally financially abundant, totally financially secure. And that's the difference between those two states of being is so large. Okay, that's the challenge. That's the challenge, that you have to hold the vision of that reality and all the steps it's going to take to get to that point. Like the steps are, I'm going to have to find a new job. I'm going to have to work extra hard. I'm going to have to do a double shift. I'm going to have to pay off those debts. I'm going to have to find a new business. I'm going to have to change work. Whatever it is, those steps it's going to take to get you to the point, okay, where that reality is manifested. So your future is coming. Are you going to let the future come as a result of other people's wants and goals, or as a result of your own? Because standing in this moment right now, if you don't do any visioning, any manifestation, you don't put any focus on what you want to create in 1 year's time, then in 1 year's time, where are you going to be, right? You could be in a cool place. You could be in a great place because you've got and we're all manifesting all the time. Some of us are really good at it. Some of us are not. But, okay, you're generally going to be in a place that's as a result of your environment, as a result of your beliefs, those beliefs being good or bad, as a result of other people's beliefs, as a result of the programming on TV, as a result of other people's opinions, okay? The only way that we can guarantee that we're going to be in a place that's being closer to our vision in a year's time is if we focus on it consistently, take consistent action, and consistently work at it, and not let other people's goals, other people's visions, other people's opinions, the opinions of society, the opinions of the news to control us or to have an impact on us. Okay. A year ago, okay, back a year ago from the point you are right now, the future you're living right now was just a dream. Okay, like if I can think about a year ago, I wasn't thinking about what I'd be doing in January 2023. I had no idea whatsoever. I wasn't thinking about it at all. I don't know the point I was going to make about that, but that is the point. Is that right now, personally, I had no idea. Okay, actually, during the year, if I had an idea back then, maybe I would have, created another reality. Actually, like throughout the year, because I went through some stuff, went through some challenges, the challenges are amazing because they spark you into action. Okay, when you're happy with everything, okay, no action happens, no change happens, no manifestation happens, because you sit back, you're like, oh, you know, I'm really happy, I can just chill out, you know. But when stuff is like freaking out around you, when, you know, you can't pay the rent, you're like, this is the time for action. That's when things really move. Things really happen when you're in crisis. So I was in crisis. I was like, I've got to change. I cannot carry on like this for another year. And I completely changed my whole reality, completely, 100%. And it took like absolutely massive focused action. And I did it. Incredible, absolutely incredible. So your future is coming. Are you going to let that future come as a result of other people's wants or goals, or as a result of your own? So this is the whole point about the 21-day manifestation challenge. And if you haven't joined yet, you should definitely join. It's not too late. We're only on day 3. You can still catch up. If you go to the Facebook group is 21-day manifestation 2023. The website is 21-day manifesting 2023. Manifesting, yeah, something like that. Or you can go to my profile, Somesh Swardt. Or if you can go to my link tree as well.